Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. So today's install is going to be a full tutorial and a in-depth tutorial, and it is also good for beginners because of the kind of lace that this is. So if you would like to see how I installed this wig, keep on watching. So for starters, you want to take a wig cap. You want to take something close to this color so that you can manipulate it into the color that you are. And then after that, I'm going to be cutting out my ear tabs. This is for comfort, and also this is just something you need to do before you bring your spray into the equation, or glue, you know, whatever you choose to use, but I like to use spray. Today I'm using the Ebon Wonder Lace Bond Adhesive Spray in the version Extra Mega Hold, and I'm spraying a little bit at a time, section by section, starting off with the front, then moving to the side, and then to the other side, and then spreading that out with my fingers all the way around. Once it's dry, I take my scissors and I just simply cut it off. This part is very self-explanatory, you feel me? You're just cutting off the excess cap. Now, it wasn't actually dry right here, so I had to go in and just hold it back down and take my blow dryer on cool again, and then just continue on with the process of cutting off the cap. To make this cap look like our skin, to make it look like scalp, I'm going to be taking my Ruby Kisses cream foundation in the color RD15 along with this makeup brush that I got from my local beauty supply store. I'm just going to be pressing that into the cap like very firmly, putting a lot of product on it so it can really give scalp. I wanted to give you guys a close-up on this lace. This is clear lace, okay? Not your regular HD lace, not your transparent, not Swiss. This is an upgrade of clear lace. This lace comes pre-bleached, pre-plucked, and pre-customized all together. As you guys can see, I didn't touch this wig. It came like this fresh out of the box, and this is the pretty texture of the hair in 24 inches. Now that the wig is on my head, I'm going to be taking my scissors and cutting off the excess lace around my ear, so it's just more comfortable when applying the wig, okay? Some people like to leave it. I think that it's more comfortable to you know, to cut that off beforehand. As you can see, I tinted the lace off camera. Actually forgot to show you guys that part, but I used the same cream foundation RD15, and right now I'm just pressing out the hairline, which I find very important before actually adhering the lace to your skin. So I want to stress to you guys how important it is to clean off your skin before actually applying glue, because I forgot to do it during this install and my glue was not sticking at all. So yeah, please make sure you guys use isopropyl alcohol and a napkin or a cotton swab or whatever to clean off that excess makeup and oils around your forehead, because girl, this wig did not stick. It was not sticking, so I had to do an alternative and just make this a spray on type of install. So I used this Xrsbeauty holding spray. I was so irritated because I tried so many times, but I'm using this Xrsbeauty holding spray for adhering this lace to my skin, and it worked. I don't know if the lace, not the lace, but the glue ended up working like after it was held down for a minute, but I think it was a Xrsbeauty holding spray. So as you can see, I'm doing it section by section using my fingers, spreading it out and blow drying it on cool. Once that's all adhered, I'm taking my elastic band. I'm going to wrap that around the lace for about 10 minutes tops. And while that sits, I'm taking my hair serum Icy Fantasia Heat Protecting Spray, and I'm going to be putting that around the hairline so that I can press it out with my hot comb, just because, you feel me? I use my hot comb so many times during an install just because I feel like it makes everything more sleek and flat and more realistic. Like, I use my hot comb and oil so much, but it's necessary, I promise, because the results be so good. And you see how slow I'm going? That's how slow you want to go. But now, you know, just to make time go by, I'm showing you guys how much lace this has. So yeah, you guys, it's 13 by 6. You can do any type of parting. You can do rubber bands, any type of cute style that you want to do that you can't regularly do on a 13 by 4. You can do it on this wig for sure. So now I'm taking my razor and I'm cutting off that excess lace. As you can see, you guys, it's going pretty smooth. It's always a lot of like leftover pieces of lace that I have to cut off with my scissors, but you guys will see that in a minute. But yeah, I'm trying to get as close to the hairline as possible, getting any piece of lace that really doesn't need to be there. Since I did use spray for this install, my skin and just around the lace was looking a little crusty, so I did take my rubbing alcohol, not my rubbing alcohol, but my Cipher alcohol and a paper towel to kind of clean that up. And now I'm taking my Ghost Bond glue and I'm just applying a little bit more around the pieces that didn't get laid down all the way. As you guys can see, I recommend, you know, letting that dry a little bit, because yeah, I was pretty much over it though, not in a bad way, but I was trying to adhere this wig down for so long that I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna let it dry. I'm just going to yeah, apply this glue and put it down, which the end result wasn't bad, but you know, you can avoid some extra white cast with just letting it dry and then pressing it down. Now, the reason that this video is beginner friendly and this wig is really beginner friendly because of how it comes. Like how I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did not customize this wig at all. All I did was add some makeup to it and boom, like the hairline was giving natural. It was giving like, oh my gosh, in person, you guys, if you guys could see this in person, it gives scalp. Like the other collab that I did with Xrsbeauty Hair, that spoke volumes. You guys seen that, and this is giving the same results. Like, and then the fact that I was having a little bit of trouble as a beginner would, you feel me? Not even just a beginner, but we all, you know, can make mistakes. But it's, you know, a lot more common for you guys to make mistakes being a beginner and, you know, this being your second or third or even first time installing a wig. So like having a lace like this where you don't have to even customize it, and when you put it on, the lace is just gone and it disappears after you have everything set in place. Yeah, like highly recommend. You feel me? It's not an affordable, super affordable wig, but it's worth it, especially if you don't want to put the work into paying somebody to customize it, or customize it yourself because you don't know how to, or you just don't feel like it. Like, this is the perfect wig. But enough of that talk. Let's get into these baby hairs. As you can see, I'm taking a very thin amount today, you guys. I wanted my baby hairs to get fluffy and just really natural, especially with this being curly hair and the vibe that I wanted. I wanted it to be more natural than, you know, how I usually do. Even though, you know, it always gives natural, but you guys know what I mean. I didn't want the baby hairs to be super thick. So I'm taking like the slightest amount here. And I'm just trying to match it up with the other side, making sure I have it all even. So you also want to make sure to hot comb your baby hairs out, especially dealing with and using curly hair, because it just makes the baby hairs come out more sleek, especially when we're going to be curling them later on. So I'm going very slow while I do this, as you guys can see, and I'm pressing that hair out to the T. And I'm going to repeat the same thing over here. Here I'm just smoothing the hairline out a little bit more before I add more product, and this just adds more sleekness, you guys. Like, you want your hairline to be so sleek that it looks like it's growing from your scalp. Like, that's what the hot comb does. So yeah, I'm going over that, and then I'm going to be adding product here in a second. So I'm going to be melting this lace once more, and I'm using my Icy Fantasia hair spritz spray, and I'm applying a little bit of that and smoothing that around my hairline, and then I'm going to be tying this down for another 10 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm going to be smoothing out this part. Even though I didn't use this whole part, I don't know why I still pressed it out like this. I don't know, but I'm pressing this out with my Icy Fantasia hair serum, and as you can see, still moving very slow with my hot comb. The reason being of moving slow with your hot comb is to let that heat process through that hair completely. So now I'm just parting the hair out for these braids that I'm doing here. I know I said that this is beginner friendly video, which it still is, because I'm kind of not totally a beginner with braids, but it's not that hard to do. The only things that you need is patience. Really have patience with yourself when doing it, because I know for me it's really not that hard once you just really focus and sit there and are okay with having to go over and do it a couple of times. But yeah, I'm just pressing the hair out now because this is curly hair. Even if it was straight, I would still press out the hair very much so that when I do braid it, it's not getting super tangled and, you know, it's just a smooth base. So I repeated that on the next section, and that's how it's looking. That's how the parts are looking. So by this time I did do these braids like 3 times. Oh, this was my 3rd time doing the braid. I realized when I did it the first time I didn't have enough hair parted out, so here I'm just parting out more hair, and then I'm going to begin braiding once I have that part perfected. So when braiding, tips that I can give for a beginner, because I am a beginner as well. Like I said, I did this braid 2 times over. This was my 3rd time attempting the braid, but really want to start with a small section and then just work your way up. That's kind of the basics of braiding, like especially with a braid like this. You want it to start small and then gradually get bigger, so you're going to use less hair in the beginning and then gradually add more. And yeah, also you want to braid tight. You want to make sure you're braiding tight so that the braid is, you know, not being loose. You don't want a loose braid, you want it to be tight. So yeah, make sure you're braiding tight, really gripping it, and using your thumb to really push that hair up underneath, you guys. It's really not hard to braid. Like, I used to think it was very hard to braid, but you guys, it's really not. So if you just follow this, I think you can figure out for sure. Because like I said, you just want to start off small, work your way up. And if you have to start over 3, 4, 5 times, that's okay, as long as you have that patience with yourself. You feel me? Because it's not going to be perfect the first time. It's not going to be perfect the first time, especially if you're a beginner. So yeah, and that's the same thing with installs, you guys. Have patience with yourself. Have patience. But yeah, that braid is done. I'm seeing how it would look tucked up under. And I'm going to begin on the other braid because I did have to redo that one too. Now that both braids are completed, I'm just going to be taking the 2 of them, taking them to the back and tying them in a double knot, literally. Like, that's all I did to secure this. So now the baby hairs, you feel me, we're going to be shaving them off with our razor here. I like to do them in little sections, kind of sort of, so that they can be not so even, you feel me? And I go in a diagonal too. That's how I get them to not be so even. So I'm taking my 1/2-inch pencil flat iron by Kiss. You can find this at your local beauty supply store or on Amazon or on kiss.com if they have a website. I'm not sure, but I know you can get it online somewhere if you can't find it at your local beauty supply store. Here I clearly burned myself. You guys don't want to do that. Make sure you guys are being careful, okay? Do not burn yourself. But I'm curling under this time, you guys. I think it makes them look more fluffy and natural when you just curl under. So I curled under this time and I really did like the results. So I'm repeating that on the other side as well. I was very excited to do my baby hairs, clearly, because I knew they were going to come out really cute. So I'm taking my Got To Be Glue gel and I'm applying that only at the top of the baby hairs, because when I take my edge brush and when I comb them through, you feel me, all that product goes through it, so you don't need a whole lot of product. So I did play with them a little bit before I actually, you feel me, molded them down. Not molded them down, but was set on it. Like, I played with it a little bit. I had the vision of how I wanted them, but to make sure they came out exactly that way, I did manipulate them a little bit. So you guys can see the technique here. I'm using my finger, I'm swooping, and I kind of wanted them to have like a two effect, like have two swoops into one, and then have some of the pieces curly as well. So yeah, I'm being very light with this. I didn't want to be harsh, not harsh, but firm, because I wanted them to look soft. So as you can see here, what I'm doing, you feel me, being very delicate. So I'm going to do that as well with my sideburns, still tweaking the beginning, because yeah, I wanted them to be perfect. Not perfect, but you feel me, perfect for me. So then I'm going to start on my sideburns and do the other side. I hope you guys enjoyed that piece and quiet for a little bit, because yeah, I just wanted you guys to watch, you feel me, so that when you're doing your hair, you don't have to listen to me talk. You can just study the baby hairs and try to mimic them the way that I did them. But now I'm wetting the hair, getting this hair nice and wet. This is just pure water, and then I'm taking this conditioner. I'm not even going to tell y'all what it is. I just wanted to show you guys, because it's not good quality at all. It's like $3, and I couldn't find my curling cream. I don't know where it went, but I'm applying a lot of this conditioner into my hair to get these curls correct, and then I'm going to comb it through. I wanted the top of this hair to be very flat, so I'm taking my Bronner Bros Tropical Roots foam, and I'm taking that and applying that all over the top of it. And then I actually did at nighttime wrap this up, so that actually helped a lot with getting this as flat as I wanted it to be. And I'm just taking this brush here and brushing that through, and that made the curls look really juicy, guys. I was like, ooh, that's cute, but yeah. So now I'm going to define the part with RD11 Ruby Kisses Cream Foundation, and this just helps the part look more crisp. Like, you actually really want to do this step. Like, use a lighter concealer, I promise. Then I'm going to finish this off with some oil sheen here. And this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love how this came out, you guys. Oh my goodness. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.